Hello, everyone. Um, how are you doing? So I just wanted to make sure that I am being seen live, which I'm just checking on my cell phone. Oh, there we are. So, hello again. I hope you are enjoying the holidays or being very introspective, reflective. I think this is an interesting time. So when we say the word enjoying the holidays, not everybody is enjoying the same way, and it's a different kind of enjoyment. For me, it has been very deeply introspective and a reflective time. As I posted in the group, I've had a lot of, maybe I didn't on another group, I've had this, intense emotion of anger that came up. Um, and I tend to dive deep into what it is and feel deeply what it is. I don't ignore, I can't help it. So when I felt deeply full throttle, full on, it's not by screaming or loud, making loud noises, but just within myself, whether it's tears, speaking words, writing things out, going for a walk, that kind of stuff, and just questioning, wondering, trying to connect the dots and say what. Then it just is dissipated. I understood it, and it's a different feeling. It was a different feeling 2 days later. So astrologically, I'm not an astrological expert, but I know a tiny bit, and I do listen to the astrology report, whatever, because I understand the energies or I'm affected by the energy. So it just helps me become more conscious of my day-to-day functioning. I become more conscious, I become more aware. So I wonder if you do the same. So we have not connected in a little bit. The membership drive has been a little bit not stable. Some members are leaving, new members are joining, and then we've had the holidays. And so I wanted to get back into a rhythm with you guys. And so I wanted to connect before we enter the next year. So I want to know how you are doing. I want to know how the content is helping you. Where are the difficulties? Where are the challenges? What is hard? What is your process like, and where are you in the process? So these live Q&As are to really interact with you, and if you have comments, things to share and talk about and make sense of things and connect the dots and how to dissolve certain things, what things to look for, then this is what these live Q&As are. Next year, I'm gonna be going strong for the membership drive. So really make this membership big and big, because I have a bigger vision for this membership. Just beyond the emotional healing. It has started out with that, but it's going to go much beyond that. So I hope you will stay put and support me in this endeavor. I didn't see any questions on the Facebook post that I did. Whoever is watching, someone is watching. I'm happy to have one person, and I'd love to know who this is. Say hello, please, in the comments. And if you have any questions, a question is always a conversation starter. Your question is actually everybody else's question. And it really gives me an opportunity to dive deeper into your question and share so much more than what you have asked. So it's a good idea to ask questions. Oh, you know what? Maybe it is me who's watching. That's number one. It's no one else, because I'm talking through Zoom, but I'll be looking at any comments or anybody coming up on the Facebook in my cell phone. So since there were no questions and I don't see anybody there, so things that I want you to pay attention to at this time of the year. There's a saying always, let go of the old, let new. It's no longer just a cliche. It actually is a real thing. And the universe, the astrology support is there. The calendar year is coming to an end. The seasons are, new season is beginning, et cetera, et cetera. So this is a pivotal time. So what happens when there's so many things, so many different energies are aligning for the same purpose? It just gives us that extra momentum to move forward. So the universal support for us to step into the new is very powerful during this time. Again, choice is a big deal, and it's always our choice, but you may feel, more pain and limitations and just unhappiness if we do not make the shift. We're really standing at the brink of this new era, new dawn unfolding. And we really have a tremendous opportunity before us to literally be done with the old. So I know when I say be done with the old, since you're doing the work, it's not just, oh, I'm done with it. It's actually feeling the done with in the tissues, in the body, and totally all the way. So, but to understand it, this is what needs to happen. I'm not talking about the processes here. That's where the content is there. And that's where this live Q&A is, so I can help you with the process. That's where I work with people in a one-to-one setting, so I can help you with your unique process. But the energy is, we have to look at what's keeping us in the same old stuckness, what's keeping us repeating the same patterns, how our present is just like a continuum of our past. If we are waking up every morning, resolving the past and feeling the same thing as we did in the past. And that happens, is a very common thing until we become aware and we make a conscious decision, say, okay, so there is a conscious decision. There is the process. There's actually opening up to the reality of what it is. So there's a lot of things, a lot of angles that I go in when it comes to really resolving. So healing has to do with you becoming whole. Healing has to do with you coming into your own power. Healing has to do with you becoming with the truth of who you are. Truth of who we all are is really at the soul level. At the soul level, we're bright beings of light, but the human life provides us a contrast, and it covers us with layers and layers and layers, and we mistakenly think that those layers and that conditioning is actually a fact of us when it's just a belief, right? So that's the process we go into to let go of the old. Set the intention, set a powerful intention for next year. Maybe you do dive deeper into the healing work. Maybe you finally want to be done with it. Maybe you want to really embark on this new thing that you've been wanting to do, like writing a book or traveling or getting healthier. Many times we have all these great things like, I want to make a lot of money, or I want to really do this. But when the opportunity comes, we don't recognize that as a golden opportunity. We keep on the same rut thinking, I want, I want, I want. But when the opportunity comes, we're not actually doing anything about it. So do you really want? And many times if the awareness isn't there, we don't see the opportunity. We don't hear the knock on the door. And when we do hear the knock on the door, or we second guess ourselves. We go back into the same old repetitive behavior and doubt ourselves, second guess, because it's just comfortable. It's comfortable. The same old is comfortable, but the same old is very painful. Familiar pain is also comfortable, right? So in order to grow, we have to be willing to be uncomfortable, step into the unknown a little bit, trust a little bit, and go through the painful process of renewal. It's a process. And so look at this time at whatever level you can reflect. How do we learn lessons from the last year? What were your biggest memorable moments? Where was the biggest change or growth in last year? What was the most painful or difficult thing? How did you participate in creating that difficulty or challenge for you? How did you come out of that challenge? Who were you beginning of 2023 and who are you now? So it's reflecting on the last year, letting go of the stories, but remembering the experiences, remembering the lessons, remembering the growth that you have already made. So without growing in this human life, it's, we're not even living. If we're not going, then we are really not truly living. We're not participating in our own life. We're not aware of what this life is all about. We're not contributing in any meaningful way to those around us or to the bigger world around us. We're not awake. And ignorance is bliss, like temporarily, but over a long period of time, ignorance is not a bliss, right? You've got to know. So, as much as this time is about celebration and joining with people, it is an equally valuable time for you to spend some time by yourself. I have become conscious as to who I want to see because certain people's energy is just not going to line up with where my vibration or my intention or my head is. And I just want to give myself their space and time so I remain clear and that I remain clear. So you've got to pick and choose. I think it's a great time to, the weather in Toronto is nothing inviting. It's raining, foggy. It's neither here nor there. It's not snowing. It's not even pouring. It's just drizzling, ongoing. Reminds me of being in London. The foggy London. That's what Toronto is looking like for the last few days. So, So letting go of what is not serving you, inviting what may be serving you. Go what is not serving you, what may be serving you. Hi, Laura. I'm so glad you are here. Hold on a second. How do you mourn a loved one? Yeah, I'm so sorry. I know about your cat. I just sending you big love and hug. How do you mourn? There's no right or wrong process. It's your process. You simply feel what you feel. I think the biggest step we can make in our healing is giving ourselves permission to feel what you feel. I was, like I mentioned, I had this intense anger about, it's about like, I live this work. I do this work. So why are not things happening at the speed I want them? It's like, how much long inner work do I need to do? There's nothing left, I feel. So I had this anger or the frustration or the impatience and about certain things. And I just had to go through it, even though I know better. I know I can make myself real, but I didn't want to. I can totally change my mind in a very quick span of time. And I can, get off my pity pot and change my thing very quickly, change my mindset very quickly. But I just didn't want to. Inside, I was saying, oh, Meena, do you know this not to be true? But I didn't care. I was so pissed off. And I just felt it. I was just mad and angry. I was mad with God at a fight with him or her, whatever that is. And so, and this morning I wake up and last night I made sense of it, like what, where, and how, put it to all, but the energy dissipated. I woke up in the morning, even if I'm like, you were really angry. Are we still angry or is that resolved or what's resolved? But it didn't matter because I woke up without the anger. I just woke up just busy with life and work and just upbeat. So it resolves itself. So if we can give ourselves permission to be as we are, to feel as we do, and not worrying about what's right or wrong, because there's actually no such thing. It's you are right, what works for you, then the energy of emotion can move through us really rather quickly and transform. The problem is when we don't allow ourselves to feel what we feel, and it gets pushed deeper into our subconscious, then over time, what was a small annoyance or frustration or anger does a full-blown, rage. Because emotions, like water, they need to flow. If they don't flow, like water in a pond, right? Water in a pond stinks because it's not flowing. All kinds of stuff grows on it. It smells. You really can't do much with it. You can't go inside it. So feel what you feel. Be gentle to yourself. Don't judge yourself for feeling and processing your grief as long as you need to, or however you need to. Don't say, how long are you going to be here? Like, we don't need to do that. Who cares? What does it matter? You simply feel what you feel, and you become tender and kind toward yourself, where the sorrow becomes sweet, a sweet sorrow. To take a blanket and then curl up in the couch and just cry. Then you'll get tired, you'll want to go get a cup of tea, and you'll notice that you're just feeling lighter. The grief has lessened because you felt it. So that's my thought on that. And just, in the meantime, just be good, take care of yourself. It'll move through and you will feel better. The energy will move through. And I think there's a lot of grief during this time. This time when there's so much promotion or news or talk about family gatherings, it really can be a sore point for many who don't have family to gather with, okay? Or who have lost their loved ones. So it's like salt on their wounds. And it can be very painful. Some people just are happy that Christmas is over, right? So many times what we see on a few pictures, handful of pictures on social media or phone calls or whatever we see on a commercial or a TV ad, we mistakenly think that this is what everybody's doing. But the truth is, it's only a handful of people who are experiencing that. Most of the people are hurting during this time. And if they are gathering together with family, it's not pleasant. Old fights, old triggers show up at the table because you know why? They never take time during the year before Christmas to resolve those things. So after a long time, they gather, and the conditioning is we should be rejoicing, we should be happy, but they're not feeling it. And there's anger about that, there's pain about that. And along with all the turkey and the cranberries, out comes their emotion. And this is what their Christmas gathering turns into. So human life is messy, guys. It just is. So don't mistakenly think that it's smooth. It's up to you to make it unmessy, unchaotic. First of all, recognizing that you are allowed to feel everything you feel. It's better for you to sit by yourself and feel it and process it than to not feel it and then be in the company of people and feel it in front of them. Then everything just gets distorted. When most of the people have not done the healing work and there's someone shows up who is hurting, trust me, those people are going to wash their dirty laundry in your emotions. You realize how everyone has an advice, how everyone tells you should do something other than what you're doing, how everyone has something to say. They think it's useful, it's actually absolutely not useful. They don't know what the heck they're talking about. They don't know what you're going through, but they feel the necessity to say something. So I think the inner work is really a solo work. We don't take on audiences unless you have someone that you can talk with. They can simply listen. Just simply listen, and that's rarity. I find myself in my own personal life, I am mindful of what I share with who. Not everybody can handle what I have to share. And I there's no advice coming from anybody. It's really, I seek my advice within it. I'm at an advantage because this is my life's work. But, to take on someone who can listen, I think pen and paper is your best friend. And it's much better to talk about after you have moved through it, saying, yeah, this was a difficult time, but I, sorted it out. Instead of when you're right in the middle of difficulty, because the emotions are high, things get intertwined, and you don't know what emotional state the other person in. And, the result may be not what you desire. So I want to wish you, are there any other questions, Laura? I'm so happy to see you here. And so my vision for the Inner Compass Club is that I will start posting content on other aspects of our health and life, such as our struggles with eating, our struggles with, lifestyle choices. And there's just so much. Our struggles in relationships, in small pockets of information I will start doing in January. But I think there's still so much there for everyone to process. So although the steps may seem, there's 5, 6 videos and meditations, I really recommend that you repeat it. The same information, when you repeat it, you're going to digest it at a deeper level. And that's the whole, the magic of these wisdom teachings. They're very rich in their context. We understand it at the level of consciousness we are in, and each time we increase the level of our consciousness, we are understanding it at a much deeper level. So continue to do that. Even the 21 meditations that I've included as a bonus that you can listen to again. I have people who are listening to it again and again and again. So I recommend you do that, but enjoy and just take care of yourself the rest of your holidays. I am planning a big event in January for everyone to gather together for the new year. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. I think we need to do that. It's a pivotal time. We need to harmonize our energies with the group energies if we align with them. And catch that momentum, the wave, the support, and the connection that's going to propel us forward. So tune into that. I'll be sending an email. I'll be finalizing the details today. So other than that, if you were not able to come here, you can send me an email. You can write a comment here in the group, and you can each other have a conversation. So this is your group, really. It's created for you to get the support you need. So you will get out of it what you put into it. As much as you engage, that's how much you will get out of it. So engage as much as you're able to if you need the support. And if you know others who might use and be benefited from joining this membership, please share it with them. We need more members. I've been sending emails, but it's I find it's a little bit of a tough world to get the word across to people. I'll be doing some more marketing and just see what happens. So if you know people who would benefit from this material, invite them to join. It's $1 to try for 14 days, and it's $25 a month. It is a no-brainer. You can cancel anytime, but I think if, you're going to keep on seeing more and more content, and it's going to become your resource material that quickly you can go to get out, to reset your mind, to reset your inner world, and continue to strengthen that inner foundation. So with that, I will take your leave. And if you listen to it afterwards, you're welcome to in the comments, ask me questions, I'll come back to it. But in the meantime, take really good care of yourself. And I'm really excited for 2024. I think it's going to be a miraculous year for everybody, but I want you to join in with it. I want you to open your eyes and see the miracle. Otherwise, you'll miss it. So happy 2024. I'll be in touch soon. Thank you so much. Much love. Let's stay connected. Bye-bye.